You know, I have to say that I really appreciate the exchange, the interaction of a lot of members of this body, and beginning with the senator from Kenton, and being open to discussions and ideas, responding and accepting thoughts that would make this bill better or more amenable to others, particularly in areas of clarifying certain things as it relates to Kentucky State University. The language associated with that is critical. It's very personal to me on one level. I'm an alum of Kentucky State University. But on another level, it just makes sense, at least on a major part of what we've done here, or we have before us today. The fact that there had been some discussion, in fact, ongoing discussion about the challenges of this university, and we find ourselves here today having the ability to go forward in a new and substantive way. That is very encouraging to me, and I have to say that I have no hesitation to stand here and say that the survival of that school, but more than that, sustaining a direction going forward with a partnership. The partnership is what I'm really interested in between this legislature and that institution. Keep in mind that this school has been in existence since 1886, and it's brought many people, just like myself, to where we are today. It's produced thousands of individuals that have contributed not only to the Commonwealth, but across this nation. It's been a valuable contributor to this world in the sense of what it's produced, what is sustained, what is supported, and what its value is all about. So to be able to stand here today, notwithstanding the last several cycles, and to be able to say that I'm encouraged by where we are today, and the fact that the legislature has the opportunity now, today, to step up in such a significant way, to establish a framework by which it not only reaffirms its original mission, which it is a HBCU. It comes out of the 1890 legislation back in the day. But it's also carving out a bright future in terms of meeting those things that we know are important, and I applaud the focus on the polytechnic approach. But I want to say this, and I think it's important. This is not a perfect document. And I don't think any document in here has been perfect. But I will say this, that this is an opportunity, and I'm assuming, and I accept it in good faith, that we're going to do all that we can to reaffirm not only its mission. This is not to destroy or divert that university from its mission, because the need is still there, but also to meet the future. And I'm hopeful and I'm trusting that by the time we end our interaction here today, that we'll also put the substance behind it, which I think is forthcoming. You know, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity, and it's the beginning. It's a framework for it. I have to give some credit to some individuals. Not only individuals here that I know that were involved in this process, and those that I don't know was involved in this process that had a hand in getting where we are today. But I'm talking about folks at the other end of the aisle as well. I'm talking about in the House. I was really impressed that some of these amendments that are included in this particular bill now were adopted down there and put into this bill, and I think it's going to clarify certain kinds of things that I think is going to be very meaningful going down the road. So I have to take my hat off, first of all, to Dr. Akapo. For him to have and I've seen it demonstrated, the confidence of members of this body and at the other end of the hall is essential. His input is essential to where we are today, for sure. I must compliment the head of CPE, Dr. Aaron Thompson, for his intellect, his wisdom, his steady hand, his insight, because I think it's been critical to this process. But also, and what really struck me today was the testimony that was given in the House today by the alumni president, Barry Johnson, who stood strong in support as well, looking forward, knowing that if we stand together to take this where it needs to go, we're going to end up with a stronger and better institution, and it will contribute in ways that it had not dreamed of. So I stand here today to say I'm really unafraid of some of the questions that have been raised by some of the people that do not understand and have not and cannot determine exactly what's going to happen as we go forward. But I am confident that if we invest properly, if we move in good faith, if we make sure that those words, moving in a partnership, are actualized, if we make good decisions to make this institution stronger and more effective into the future, then what we're doing here today will be remembered throughout history. This is not just about what I just said here. This is about affirming what brought us to this moment from the inception of this institution, and it also deals with the generations to come. The generations to come, and what that portends for their contributions going into the future. So again, I want to commend those who brought us to this point. I acknowledge there's no perfection here, but I do know that if we move with intentionality, if we take advantage of opportunities we cannot see now in terms of expanding the capacity and relevance of this institution, then we will all applaud at the end of the day. And that's what I expect to happen. So God bless you all in this particular piece. I look forward to working with you toward the future, toward that common goal. Thank you.
Any other member seeking recognition? Seeing none. Matter for the body is passage, final passage of Senate Bill 185 as amended and concurred with by this body. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Gibbons.
Please cast your vote, then explain, limited to 3 minutes.
Mr. President, I'm proud to cast an aye vote, and I want to use just a brief moment of vote explanation about my yes vote. I wouldn't be voting yes today if we didn't have the chance to vote on this legislation. Kind of goes without saying, but it's always nice to start with something we all agree on. I wouldn't be voting yes today if we didn't have a chance to vote on this legislation. The reason we have a chance to vote on this legislation is the result of the work of a lot of folks that have been mentioned and recognized here, but I don't know that this person has been given due credit. Years in and years out, days in and days out, fair weather and foul weather, the senator from Jefferson 33 has been a stalwart in his passion and his support for this institution. We know from our work around this body, if there is not someone carrying the banner of an issue really high all the time, those issues can fall to the wayside, they can drift away, they're suddenly not top of mind. But for the Herculean efforts of running a marathon without knowing where the finish line is, but for the Herculean efforts of the senator from Jefferson 33, I wouldn't have the chance to vote yes on this. So I'm proud to stand and vote yes for a new future, a new chapter, and a yes vote to say, kudos to you, my friend, for the hard, valiant work you've done. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays-Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel,
Senator from Kenton, please cast your vote, then explain, again limited to 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I cast an aye vote, and I just wanted to piggyback on the comments of the senator from Greene. Senators from Jefferson 33, very early on, brought a lot of the foundational ideas relative to this piece of legislation. He remained engaged throughout the negotiations. I know that since the release of Senate Bill 185, it has not been the easiest path to trod to continue to stay on board with it. There have been difficulties that he has navigated with grace and helped many others of us do the same. He is, as the senator from Greene said, a stalwart of Kentucky State and the constant. But I'd be remiss if I also didn't recognize an emerging star on their issues in the House, and Representative Watkins. It was my first time working with him. He is an incredible young member of that chamber, and was an amazing advocate for Kentucky State University, and I'm looking forward to working with him on many, many things in the future as well. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers,
Aye.
Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams,
Senator from Boone 20, please cast your vote, then explain, limited to 3 minutes.
I'd like to explain my aye vote, and we've thanked those in this chambers, but the ones that I would really thank is the privilege of getting to know some of the students at KSU. Last Friday, the senator from Bullitt and I had the opportunity to go down and meet and have some extended conversations with the students. And there was a lot of misinformation floating around. They were passionate college students, but we had a wonderful conversation. And in the probably 2 to 4 hours of that conversation, I got to see those students listen, reason. I got to see their leaders talk with the group. They have wonderful leadership that's emerging from those groups. They're wonderful students. It made me think about my days when I got excited about things back in the 70s. And I can tell you that these students handle things much better than I did when I was their age, dealing with the issues of the day. So even though there's been a lot of back and forth, we went through the process. I think they came down and persevered. We made the changes that need to be made. But I really value the time, the privilege of getting to know those students. And I really am looking forward to seeing many of those leaders emerge as the future leaders of Kentucky, because they are doing a wonderful job and getting a great start at that institution. So I gladly vote aye.
Senator Wilson, Senator Wise,
All members having voted, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 185 as amended and concurred with by this body is finally passed.